but it's pretty dope. I want to get your take on it, so I sent you it's a tweet.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
I saw that. Yeah, yeah, I really liked it. I'm not too keen on the controller thing. It's a bit like the Wii U, but the UI on the screen is awesome. Like the way it sort of like slides across.
Yep.
Is really, really cool.
Although someone brought up, if this was a reality, like the battery life would be half an hour, because it's like the screen, you know, brightness, and like the fact the controller like is a convertible and pops to the side with all those other options, like this thing would last 5 minutes. But it's a cool idea.
Yeah, but who is this guy? I mean, he's got like a McLaren in his living room.
You're right. I didn't notice that before. I was hypnotized by the PS5.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, it does look really cool. It's a really cool concept. Does the controller like slides up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it slides
cool.
up.
That'd be so expensive.
Right. Yeah, this would be like $400 just for the controller. But it almost like pops out and reveals more buttons. The actual buttons themselves are LEDs, where like the buttons will hide and then come out, like the actual sacred symbols. And it's pretty nuts. I mean, if anything, they're maybe taking some notes like, hey, this could be something that would look really cool.
Yeah, I think it looks very advanced, and I'd imagine that if something like that happened like now, it'd probably like there'd be so many issues with it. But then again, everybody thought that about the Switch, like with the sliding in, everyone was, these things are going to break all the time, and they're actually really resilient.
Can you tell with this video, is this an actual thing this guy made, or is this all like a rendered CG thing? It looks like it's physically there and reflecting on everything.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of looks like, I think it is a render, because just the way, like you can sort of see like some shadows, like you can see like his thumbs sort of look like a green. There's like a green screen.
Right,
under them.
That's the vibe I get.
Like his shadows, his shadows don't really like translate onto the controller. It seems like it's got like a different lighting source like on it. Because like when he puts his thumbs over, there's like a glow on like the bottoms of the joy handles or the handles, and I don't think his thumbs really cause any shadows.
You're right.
So I think it is probably a 3D render, but the on the screen, like on the TV, that looks awesome. If the interface was like that, I'd be chuffed.
Oh yeah.
That's another thing I'm so excited to see is the interface, and to see, because I hear that they're really like revamping that, adding a lot of like meta features, which I'd love to have like a thing to say how long you've played or something like that as well. That'd be really cool. But yeah, it's a really, really cool video. But yeah, I think it is a render, but a very, very good one.
Oh yeah, for sure. I woke up this morning, I still had crusty stuff in my eyes, and I'm like, what, is this legit? And then kind of dug in 5 seconds more. It's like, okay, it's just a render or an idea.
Although I think I think the McLaren might be as well, because like he's got the lighting of the TV reflecting off of so I think maybe that's why he's got a McLaren in his house. I think it might all be a render, and his hands are just like on top of it.
I think you're right. That's insane. Yeah, especially the way the camera moves back and forth. It's made to be somewhat like natural, but it's calibrated. Wow, I mean, kudos to this guy. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, because it doesn't quite look, when you like, I mean, it's like keeps repeating, so I like can analyze it more and more. But like the more you look at it, the more it seems like too perfect. Like it, because I mean, people can. There's so many people who can render things that look this realistic. So it's not like it's not unrealistic that this is a render. But it's really well done. It's really cool. But yeah, I think the more I look at it, I think it's definitely just all a 3D render.
Yeah.
Because it makes the McLaren make a bit more sense.
Right. Oh, this guy's just balling so much that he has he just sleeps. That's his car bed.
Yeah. He's like, maybe he's like doing tutorials, and these are just all like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are like part of a tutorial we did.
Yeah.
He's just like shoved them all in one.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, but yeah, this is just a concept, a render. But
yeah, it's really cool. I love seeing those concepts. In fact, there's like a YouTube channel that does, I don't know if you've seen, that does concepts for like video game menus.
Oh, okay. I've seen stuff floating around. Like somebody did that, like a potential PS5 menu, like kind of opening up of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I see like the really popular ones, which is a bit strange, is like the WWE games. So whenever there's like a new WWE game coming out, someone will make a concept for the menu on it.
Gotcha.
And like for like FIFA, so like yearly games, I think people like to create these concepts for like, and it's so clever. I have no idea how they do it, because I mean they look like real professional. In fact, they normally look better than the actual game's UI
right.
looks. And it's like, why don't these guys work on the games?
Yep.
But yeah, I love like these sort of times where people are like thinking about what it could look like and then making their own sort of versions. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, you hope some of that seeps into the ideas of, you know, whoever's actually working on it. But yeah.
Well, it's like that first render of the PS5 console. I want that to be real. Like
Sure.
I don't think whatever it's going to look like is going to look as good as that.
You know what? That reminds me, when I was watching that UE5 demo, they end it with this cool looking V. And I'm like, oh shit, are we going to see some like PS5 stuff? Because they talked about this running on a PS5. And then it segues into just Unreal Engine 5. But like, I was hoping for a second, it's like, could be dope.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, see that like makes my like heart skip a beat sometimes. Is like when people mention the V, I just remember the dev kit, and I'm like, oh no, they wouldn't.
Man, I hope. And then they bring back the boomerang controller and just drop the mic, and that's all they got to do.
Have you seen photos of that controller recently?
Not recently, but I know it's terrible. It's like it's not ergonomic. There's no way to be comfortable holding it, but something about it is cool to me.
Like I remember seeing it like back then because I vividly remember before the PS3 was announced. I was really young, but I remember all the concepts then coming out, like the boomerang thing. And all of that, and at the time I thought it's awesome. I thought, like, this looks so futuristic. If you look at it now, it looks so shoddy and like so, because it was an actual like concept from PlayStation, wasn't it? It was actually what they were.
Yeah, they showed it off. It was like at a E3 or some kind of place like that.
Yeah, and the same way if you look at a DualShock 3 now, if you just like look at like the plastic and how it's been made, it looks so shoddy. Then the boomerang controller like looks just so awful.
Right.
Like I just can't believe I thought it looked so futuristic at the time. It just looked.
It ends up looking like some kind of like Mad Catz third party like actual.
Yeah, it looks like it would just like. You can just tell that those buttons will just get stuck all the time.
Oh,
the
sure.
The analog sticks are like tiny. Yeah, it's such an awful controller.
I need this controller. I imagine they made like 5 of them, and if there's a way to get a hold of one, like it'd be so.
Yeah, there must be
like,
actually. Yeah,
somebody has it.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure someone will make one as well.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, you must be able to buy them.
Maybe on Etsy, somebody can make their own like version of this or something.
Yeah. I've just from googling that. I just saw. Is there any way to obtain the OG boomerang on Reddit? And so someone said that no, it was only a concept and never sold. Oh, there must be one floating around somewhere. Though.
There's got to be.
That one in that picture has to be. I mean, it has to exist somewhere.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
It's probably at Mark Cerny's house.
Right. As he's talking to his cardboard cutouts in the corner, he's just holding.
Yeah. Yeah. It probably doesn't even function.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just like they just made the housing for it. Yeah, and the buttons.
Yeah.